Welcome Web Portfolio students to your second project, and the project is a website redesign. So I hope you find this exciting because you get to go back and look at projects that you've already completed in your past previous 3 semesters and go ahead and update them based on things that you've learned along the way that you can make that website that much better. Okay, so you most likely have many website projects that you've created in past semesters. Now, it doesn't have to be something that you've done for class. Maybe it's a project that you've done outside of your classwork. Okay, that's acceptable too. And have you ever thought, I wish I had the time to redesign? So here is your given opportunity. You will have 5 weeks to complete this project. So websites, according to many sources, should be redesigned every 2 to 3 years. Technology changes, design ideas change, and so we want to update and make things fresh. So the benefits can range from staying up to date with those new technologies as just mentioned, increasing maybe SEO friendliness, okay? Making sure your website's more appealing, creating an easier navigation system, and having better accessibility in all screen resolutions. So I think that you should use all 5 of those bullets when you're looking at your website redesign. So what can you do with each one of those 5 bullets based on the project that you're going to redesign? So for this project, you can redesign using HTML and CSS, or perhaps maybe you choose SAS from your previous semester. Okay. Or you can use and challenge yourself with WordPress, okay? I do provide instructions on how to install WordPress on your machine. So our objectives: follow the overview schedule for the project and stick to the due dates. Create user personas, create user scenarios, redesign website using HTML and CSS or using WordPress. Present your content to me in draft and final stages, website and design in HTML stages, and then of course we're going to launch our website. So this one should be exciting to you because you're not creating everything from scratch, and this is just going to allow your portfolio to shine even more because now you'll have a redesigned website. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the project overview schedule. So again, 5 weeks, but really 3 blocks. Okay, so weeks 1 and 2, we're going to develop the 2 user personas and the user scenarios. Now, if you've forgotten what those are, please either email me or you can Google. Okay, I'm wondering if I have, nope, I don't have any example documents there. Okay, your design style guide. Now, I want your design style guides to expand. Some of you are just handing in the raw, bare-bone design style guides. Use what you've learned in desktop publishing with your Illustrator to give me a really professional design style guide. Okay, make it shine. Okay, this is stuff too that you can show employers. This is what I know how to do. Okay, and then wireframes. Okay, so it can be a wireframe, as in this is the overall look for the entire site. Or maybe there's a homepage difference versus the rest of the site. Okay, first draft of content. Okay, so I want to see content, and again, it's a draft, but it's not, I am currently working on this. Nope, I want to see actual content. Okay, and in that content, make sure you're trying to employ the SEO side of things. Look at keywords and what keywords can I use in my paragraphs. Yes, it does take time. Okay, but the more time you put into something, the better it's going to turn out. Okay, so those are 2 weeks. Then weeks 3 and 4 is where we're going to work on the HTML template or the WordPress theme. So you have a little bit of time to decide, do you want to do just HTML and CSS or employ that SAS, or do you want to dive into WordPress? Okay, and then you're going to look at developing pages and then go ahead and do a beta site. Okay, so this is like, you should pretty much have everything finalized by March 8th, okay? And then that last week that we have right before spring break is where we start to just kind of like tweak things to make sure that everything is working. Okay, so that's your overview schedule. And then here is your checklist requirement. Okay, so CSS layout, the page layout is updated from the original design. So in your YouTube video, you're going to show me what the website looked like previously, and you're going to tell me how things got updated. Okay, navigation menu is updated from original design, so there's at least some items or design of that navigation that have changed. Web pages have been added and or removed. Okay, so I need to see some changes. Okay, and images, 2 or more images have been updated. Again, we're trying to keep things fresh, right? And then page content has been updated on at least 3 of your pages. And SEO practices are being used. They're very simple to employ. You just have to do them, okay? So how would your visitors find you? Okay, what keywords are they going to use? And then use those keywords in your title. Use those keywords in your headings. Use those keywords in your paragraphs. And then, of course, media queries. We have to be responsive in our design. Okay, and then, of course, the web development design rubric. Okay, so make sure that we're sticking to all of these. And this is nothing new. Nothing has been updated here. Okay. And your YouTube video is going to step through both of these rubrics, okay? WordPress, so how to set up WordPress locally on your computer, okay? I'm not going to stop you from going out to GoDaddy and purchasing a WordPress template, but I will tell you, and you can use some of them that are free, okay? And you are welcome to do that, okay? I'm not stopping you from doing that. But you can also install it on your computer for local use. You must run XAMPP or XAMPP, I should say, they call it XAMPP, to access WordPress locally on your computer. So you'd have to start Apache and MySQL. Okay, so the directions are all in that URL. I added XAMPP to my taskbar as a reminder when I did this last semester, and I'll be doing it again this semester. The name of the folder created in step 3, add the WordPress files, reflects the subfolder in the URL used to access WordPress. Okay, so if you name that folder in the setup something other than test site, maybe depending on whatever website maybe you're redesigning, maybe you call it that. Okay, that's how you're going to view it through your web browser. Okay, when you update your WordPress credentials, make sure you use something familiar or you write it down. Okay, we can modify it if we run into issues as well. And then to add WordPress themes, you can Google free WordPress themes. And for example, there's a website there, athemes.com, and you can download the zip folder and then upload them to WordPress. Okay, I am one that likes to dabble in WordPress, but it's frustrating to me in the fact that I know a lot of code and then I'm like, well, I should be able to update that. So again, it might be something that you just want to venture out and try. And you might want to do that in the first 2 weeks before you decide whether you're going to use a WordPress theme or use HTML and CSS. But it's something, you know, it's a good experience. I will say that there's really some downfalls to free WordPress themes. And so there's more of an advantage if you were to purchase a WordPress theme. Now, with that said, you know, they cost, you know, over $100 to purchase. So if you would like to discuss further with regards to WordPress, please just let me know. So that is your redesign project, you guys. And we're going to stick to that deadline of due before we head off for spring break. And then we'll use the last 8 weeks or so, I think they're like 7 weeks after we come back from spring break to work on our last project. Okay? Questions, let me know.